Now, you see my forearms, there doesn't appear to be a crossover here. This is where people get confused. If you were to look at this same position from the face-on view, it would look like I'm doing that. It would look like I've crossed my arms over, but it's an optical illusion. I'm flapping around the arc with the face square to that arc. Now, when you can combine that bow, or the maintenance of this hip flexion throughout impact, and you combine that with this tip, which is, got to make sure the club handle exits around in an arc, around the corner like that. Once you can do that, you really start to see the shaft, the head of the club getting kicked to the outside. It's really pretty to see it line up when you got this going right. So we're going to go lift the chair and exit low and left around the corner. To a lot of you out there, it'll feel like you're hitting a pull. You're pulling it almost way out to in. So something like this. Nearly dead straight right at the target. It probably cut in from the left 1 yard, but that finished right on target, super square shot. Looking at that in the replay, you can really see club head and the shaft was not stuck at all, but really getting a good, some people call it a tumble to the outside of the hands. We're getting this response here to get the club head to square up, get hit square, you get more compression on it, and better control of the club face. Now, while we have the camera set up at this angle, let's consider one more thing. Got to remember, if you are looking like this a lot on the way down, and you're hitting that block, it's a really good chance over the years you've built in some toe flip. This is the counter. This is like the short-term quick fix counter. See how I'm stuck here, and I'm going to roll the toe over like this in order to play my inside out draw, which most people who are stuck, when they do hit a really straight shot, it tends to be a nice draw, which is great, but it just doesn't happen enough of the time to be consistent and repeatable, predictable. Chances are the first time you do this exercise I've just showed you, lift the chair. You can even get an early head start on that by doing a double butt cheek moment. Maintain it and turn the wheel around to the left, maintaining this leg off the ground. And when you combine that with this nice, neat, around the corner exit of the handle, you're going to have so much more squaring force, is what I would call it. The club is so much easier to get square from the extra kind of what you might call passive squaring force now introduced into the system. You're probably going to realize in a second you've been rolling the toe a little bit all along. So you're going to think that you're pulling it with an outside in path, but it's not. The path is straighter than it used to be, but still not outside in. But your face will be closed and you'll hit pull hooks. You'll say, well, Steve is an idiot. This drill just made me pull it. This is where you get into changing the release action. It can't look like this. Can't look like that at this point. Once you have all this squaring force in the system, got to release it like this, almost with the face up to the sky. Feels like your right forearm passes almost under. Now, Look at this club face. Looks open, but it's square to the arc. Now, you can see my forearms. There doesn't appear to be a crossover here. This is where people get confused. If you were to look at this same position from the face-on view, it would look like I'm doing that. It would look like I've crossed my arms over, but it's an optical illusion. I'm flapping around the arc with the face square to that arc. Hit it straight. So people who bring up timing all the time, of course, you've got a club face that's only square to your target for an instant. The point of this is to make the errors, because we all make errors. We get a little quick, our brain farts sometimes, but when we make an error in club face, if you can get it wheeling like this, it'll be smaller. It'll be an error small enough to keep the ball in play so that you don't miss it in some really bad spots left and right. If you can keep that covered, because your error in club face or your dispersion left to right is tighter, then you'll be all better for it. Thanks so much for watching this. I really hope it helps get a few people out there unstuck and getting on their way to hitting long and straight. I'm Steve. Check out my website, hititlonger.com. And if I don't see you in the next video, I will see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.